Brian, nice to have you back with us.
Thank you.
With more news about AMResorts, and this time a new brand.
Yes, we have it. We have a new brand.
Reflect Resorts and Spas.
That's right.
Okay, before you tell us about Reflect,
Right.
the thing that always comes to mind when I hear about that is I want to understand the rationale behind a company like AMResorts that already has a number of well-defined brands to then develop a new brand. Explain that to me.
The thing about AMResorts is that our goal is to have a brand that appeals to every type of traveler, right? That goes south to the Caribbean and to Mexico and these places. You're absolutely right. We had the 6 brands and they were doing very, very well. And then we found another area that we could touch.
Really?
Right? So what we did is we acquired 3 resorts back in July from the Crystal Grand.
Okay.
And we rebranded it. And today I hope to let the agents know and to let you know what the Reflect is all about and where it fits into the mix of AMResorts.
So what is that market space that you discovered and how did you discover it?
The spirited traveler.
The spirited traveler. Okay.
So first of all, Reflect, it's a family-friendly resort that has adults-only areas. And the spirited traveler, the way we define that is the traveler who really wants to travel, they want to explore, they want to learn culture, they want a lot of activities at the resort. Most resorts right now, they cater to people flying south, laying on the beach, being spoilt, butler service and all that stuff.
Works for me.
Yeah, and we have that. We have that. We have the brands that do that, right? But Reflect is for the ones who a little bit more want to have an experience, right, when they go to these destinations. So the 3 properties that we have are located in Mexico. So we have one in Los Cabos, one in Nueva Vallarta, flying into Puerto Vallarta, and we have one in Cancun.
Okay.
Right? So you get to these resorts.
Is it right in Cancun?
Right in Cancun.
Okay.
In an area called Punta Cancun, right?
Oh, okay.
So what we did there is that we have these resorts that people could come to, and then they'll do things like mixology classes, cooking classes.
Oh.
You're reconnecting, it's reconnecting families, it's reconnecting friends. It's really just more of a social atmosphere, but at the same time, if you're into yoga, they would have that there.
Nice.
If you're into dancing and aerobics and cardio, whatever it might be, we have it at the resort. If you're into turtle conservation, we have programs for that. If you're into whale watching, depending on the destination, you will find it at the Reflect property. So there's going to be so many different options. We even have like shopping tours. So you can go into town and
Nice.
go to the flea markets and explore that. That's all part of the experience of being at a Reflect property. So it's beyond just going to a beautiful resort, which they are. It's beyond having great cuisine and the all-inclusive aspects that you would expect at a 5-star resort. It goes beyond that. It's actually an experience filled with activities and fun for the guests.
It's almost like excursions in a certain way, but of course a lot of them are on property. Is there a cost associated to all of the various?
A lot of the activities that I mentioned are actually part of the program. It's part of being at Reflect. Of course, there's other options where you could pay for those as well. But basically, it's really more about coming to the resort. If you want to lay down and you want to just veg, right? The resort is great for that. But also for those guests, those spirited travelers who want to go and have a nice cultural experience at the resort.
So now these are open now?
Yes.
They're
it's open
available?
now. So what we did is when we took it over from the Crystal Grand, we did some renovations, bring it up to our standards. We had to do a full training with the staff so they understand the AMResorts concept. No wristbands, no reservations at restaurants. That's a process.
All-inclusive luxury.
All-inclusive luxury. I'm glad you mentioned that. So where does Reflect fit into the mix of the brands that we do have? If I can talk about that.
Please.
So Zotri, Endless Privileges, right? Secrets, Breathless, the adults onlys. Dreams, and now those 4 brands fall under our unlimited luxury brands. Reflect, family friendly, also now falls under the unlimited luxury brands. And then the last brand that we have, of course, is Sunscape, which is our unlimited fun brand.
Right.
So the Reflect is on the same level as Secrets, Dreams, Now, and Breathless.
How are you going to create penetration with the Canadian agents and create awareness to it? We're doing this.
Yeah, you need them. Yeah. Open job.
And you're out training.
Trainings, we're going around, we're doing webinars.
Okay.
We're trying to do as much media as we could. But the thing about it is that the agents are seeing it. They're pulling up prices and they're seeing Reflect.
Of course.
And they're seeing how good the pricing is. Right now, the prices are absolutely
see.
amazing, right? So they're curious, what does this reflect? And then when they realize it's part of AM Resorts, the excitement begins.
And they can
then I
earn
get the emails
points and they can earn rewards. So it just adds to the portfolio.
So yes, so AM Rewards, now you can earn points. If you book the Reflect properties, you can now add that to the mix of resorts that you can book and earn AM Rewards points. Really excited about that. In fact, we have a promo on right now, encouraging people to book. So we do this from time to time, especially for the newer resorts, where they book within a certain period of time and they earn the points, but at the same time they're entered into a draw to win. So there's stuff like that out there.
Now, before I let you go, give us a quick synopsis on some of the other news at AMResorts, because you've got so much going on.
Well, the first thing I'll tell you before I get to the resorts that's opening is, like Secrets, Breathless, and Dreams, we have the upgraded sections. The preferred club.
Good to know.
Club. With Sunscape, it's the Sun Club. With Breathless, it's the Exhale Club. And with Reflect, it's the Altitude Club.
Okay,
right?
I was going to say maybe it's Mirage. I was trying to think of something that has to do with reflections.
Yes. So Reflect reflects your personality, whatever you want, right? But the Altitude Club is great because, like, for example, the Reflect Cancun, there's an adults-only pool only for the Altitude Club guests. The one in Los Cabos and in Nueva Vallarta, there's a sky lounge with nice panoramic views.
Beautiful.
And some of them would be only for Altitude Club guests. So you really get some great perks. And each of these resorts, maybe another time I'll come in and get into each of the resorts and some of the benefits of each one of them. But for example, the one in Cancun is great for families because you could guarantee family rooms and connecting rooms and stuff like that.
Right.
But these are just a great bunch of resorts, and then we elevate that level of service by offering the Altitude Club. What's new? We have the Sunscape Star that's going to be opening at the end of this year. I believe it's November of this year. We have the Sunscape Star, which is an elevated sunscape, because you know Sunscape is budget, but this is the first newly built Sunscape. So it's very modern, infinity pools, they have even a rooftop pools, the spa is amazing. It's going to be in an area called Puerto Cancun, so just a little bit outside of the hotel zone. That's going to be fantastic. They have the surfing pools and water parks and different things like that. So it's going to be really, really good. So if you're seeing it in the systems, go ahead and book that. That's a great resort. We have the Now Natura that's going to be opening later this year as well. That's going to be in Riviera Cancun. That's going to have like a nature theme to it. So it's going to be kind of rustic and all the spa is like a cenote. It's like a cave. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. So we have that opening soon. So we're still growing. We continue to grow and expand. Yes. It's very, very exciting. Very exciting.
Yes, indeed. You guys are moving and grooving. I remember just a few years ago, it seemed like you started and now suddenly you've taken over the Caribbean. Yes. Thanks for bringing us up to speed, and I look forward to hearing more about Reflect.
I'm glad you had me. Thank you.